Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 Western film Death Alley, a film that is written and directed by Nicholas Barton, and it stars Joshua R. Outson, Justin France, Corey Cannon, Delno Eby, and Ryan T. Johnson. Now this film tells the famous Western tale, essentially the demise of the Dalton gang, and it is set in the 1800s, and it actually gives some interesting historical facts at the start of the film, and it basically says, despite what you may have seen, in like Western movies or by popular belief, there were actually very few successful bank robberies in the Old West. And one of the most famous is the Dalton gang. And this film essentially tells the story of their failed bank heist that led to the demise of the gang. And focuses on the gang trying to take down this bank, and the locals deciding to stand up to them and uprise and prevent them from getting off with the whole town's life savings. Right, what are my thoughts on Death Alley? Well, this film is low budget. It's a low budget film. There's no getting around that. I mean, when it starts, it's got this really washed look about it, and it looks fairly cheap. Looks like a fairly cheap TV movie. And initially, it doesn't impress. It kind of looks like most of the cast members are wearing like cowboy outfits that you would see at like these reenactments and things like that. And I was initially thinking I wasn't going to enjoy this film, but I have to give this film an awful lot of credit. It really grabbed my attention, and I found it really engaging. A fascinating watch, actually. Now, I'm a fan of westerns, and I do like it when westerns and other films, focus on, factual events and things like that. I don't mind that they twist them and turn them to kind of suit the film or whatever they want to do with it. And I don't know exactly if all the events that they portray in this film are accurate, but there's like this narration that goes over it. It feels very authentic, and it feels accurate. The things that they're portraying, the things that they're saying. And I haven't researched it after watching it to see if it is. To me, it doesn't really matter if it is. I like the way they told this story. I thought they did a really good job with the little time and budget that they had to introduce us to the key members of this gang, the Dalton gang, the brothers and some of the others. And then the first 20 minutes or so is a little bit dull. Some may find it a little bit dull. It is mainly focused on, character development, dropping a few historical facts here and there, and the plan, to pull off this heist at this bank. But the film for me really picked up when the heist began. It wasn't overly Hollywoodized. It felt very real, felt very authentic. And then, like I said, the town uprising and fighting back against them. It became like, a siege almost, and the tables are really turned on this Dalton gang, and they become like the hunted, and it really blurred the lines, and they did it quite successfully as to who is good, who is bad, because by the end of this film, you don't really have an awful lot of love for these townsfolk. Some of the things that they do. Yes, okay, the Dalton gang had this famous reputation and things like that. But I really felt like the film did a really good job of blurring those lines between, and really throwing us as the viewer deep into the grey area, so there was no clear good and bad here when you're watching this film. And some that you weren't initially rooting for, I actually found myself rooting for in the film. So I thought the film did a really good job with that, and it was quite engaging to watch, and the gunfights were quite exciting, and some of them felt quite realistic. The fact that they weren't great marksmen, a lot of these people in the Old West. They couldn't hit a barred door if they tried, some of them, and this film again portrays that particularly well. Yeah, so you see loss on both sides, you see this huge battle and siege going on. And then again, you are treated at the end of the film to some more historical facts that, for me, was just the cherry on top of the pie for this film. We got some facts about, the Dalton gang, and also what I really liked was it also led on to the rise of the infamous Wild Bunch as a result of this, the events in this film, which I didn't realise. So that was really cool. So the film essentially is the demise of the Dalton gang and the rise of the Wild Bunch, really. But I have to say, I thought it was they told this story really well with the budget that they had, and I was super impressed what they gave me here. Yes, it's low budget. I think fans of big budget films are not going to be impressed with aspects of this film, but I have to give credit where it's due. I think they did well with the writing here. I think they told the story well, and they did as much as they could with the budget in regards to the gunfights and things like that. So initial impressions weren't good from my perspective, but the film really won me over. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. I hope you guys get the opportunity to watch it, especially if you're a Western fan. I found it really interesting and quite educational as well. But if any of you know the real facts of the Dalton gang, if the film didn't get it right, feel free to tell me in the comments. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.